Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Weekly Collective. It's great to see all of you. I hope you're doing well. As always, this is going to help you travel through the week ahead, seeing what energy and opportunity awaits you. And today we have a unique thing. I actually love the topic that you chose here, manifesting a synchronicity or breakthrough. So that was a welcome surprise. I never know where it's going to go with the voting, but this is really good because it's all about stepping into your power and creating rather than waiting for something to come to you. So perfectly timed, great choice, everybody. Okay, we're going to begin first with channeled messages. And today, as I looked into my dreams this morning, there's a lot going on. I don't know if you guys picked up on the energy. So we are in a new year. By the way, Happy New Year. Mercury is direct. All of that feels good. And what I saw myself doing in dreams was there was a lot of traveling. I saw this sort of ship in the cosmos. I also felt like energy was reaching out, like people were kind of pushing out their energy a bit. So what we want to do today and this week as well, since this covers 7 days, is focus on reclamation of energy. And we'll talk more about not just setting an intention, but following up on it. But before you can even do that, you have to really sort of gather up all of that sort of all of the sort of mental real estate and energetic real estate so you can forge forward and have a great new year, right? So in dreams, I saw the metaphor of a net, and this kind of cosmic captain was throwing out a net and gathering up energy. And we never think about it this way, but the energy that we spend on second guessing ourselves, regretting past decisions, fixating on someone else and why they didn't listen or why they're doing this or why they're doing that, it's kind of slowly, depleting our energy source. So today we're going to focus a bit on just really having confidence in ourselves in the here, in the now, and reclaim all of that, because your energy can always be brought back. All you have to do is say, I reclaim it. I'm ready now. I don't need to kind of put all of these thoughts in. And really what that is chords. So we're going to cut some of those chords perhaps in the meditation later, so you can just be fully present and really, energized. And that's the goal here. I chose the Hermit because he's holding the light and holding the energy and deciding when, if, and how to shine the light on things. So it's much more intentional there. Next message. Kind of what I do before every reading, I roll up my sleeves. So in dreams, sometimes I'm shown a card, like the scene of the card I'm in it. And so I saw the knight get down and plant a seed, but he had to roll up his sleeves, got his hands dirty. Knights actually run errands and do things. They're not just traveling. They're not just in a position of power. They're intermediaries. So this week in particular, it's important to look at that final bullet here. You have to plant a seed for it to grow. Intention must be met with action. So intentions are great. We want action, backed up by intention, but intentions alone, and this is really nicely connected to the manifestation, they're not enough. We've got to continue to go out there. It's like the Three of Wands. You have to go out to the cliff to see what's coming in. You can't wait for the ship to come to you. So there's a halfway point, and we're going to look for those halfway points this week. So beautiful messages, nicely connected to what you guys chose. So thanks again for that. The next portion of today's reading is going to be a 7-day forecast. After that, I am going to gift some memberships. So definitely enable that. And there's usually a little option saying enable free memberships after someone gifts it. And yes, I am aware that Mercury is in shadow, but it is direct. So that's a lot easier than it was in last month. And we're really focusing today on recognizing, some of the patterns and things. So we'll see where some of the shadow energy comes up. I do appreciate the reminder. I was aware of it, but technically Mercury is direct as well. So we're going to embrace the positive, release the fear, and let's see what this week has in store. I have a few new decks. I'm going to decide which one to use for today. For the 7-day. I might use the stained glass one. Okay. Again, Happy New Year. I think this is the first time, except for those that are watching my monthlies, that I've seen all of you here in the same place at once. Good to see you. Thanks for all the generosity, too, with the stickers and gifted memberships. You guys are awesome. Okay. So let's begin with the energy of today, this Sunday. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So it's reminding you today that progress takes time, that oftentimes that long game is going to be better than getting a short win. So you really want to focus on, sort of just taking a deep breath and being present and not rushing. This is a card of sustainable success and wealth. Typically, oh good, we have it even in the stained glass version. Little tiny snail, a detail often overlooked, but not here. You have to really look to see it. And the fact that that sometimes is overlooked, it's a reminder for us to pay attention to the little things, to the details, and to slow down long enough to see things. Ultimately, today's a great day to look at your finances, your goals, because it's not just money. We talked about the expenditure of your time, energy, and even your affection. All of that stuff constitutes resources. So you're going to rein it in and think what's worth putting your time into. Have a little bit of fun today too. She's definitely not stressed out. So look at things with that sense. That was the only reason I made the comment on the shadow. Yes, we're in the shadow, but let's try to move out of stress of Mercury because it is going in the right direction and we're turning a tide. It's a brand new year. So we can see a shadow but not let it rule us. That's kind of my hope for this week ahead. That's a nice card to start the week off with. Let's see what's coming through on Monday. There are 2 days where that shadow might be playing in a little bit. We have it on Monday, we have it on Sunday, but the rest of the week looks pretty good. Monday, it's just our tendency sometimes to rush. So whenever you have either Temperance or the Hanged Man in reverse, it's saying you're exactly where you need to be. And even if it's not where you want to be, take a moment and sort things out a little bit. So what the Hanged Man basically is, it gives you a chance to see things from a new perspective. It could be, delays on some things, but in the delay, it's what you do with it. Sometimes when you have an extra day, an extra hour, an extra whatever, you can improve something, or you can just collect your thoughts, or you can look at something that hasn't been completed. So if someone cancels an appointment, or if you try to meet someone but you get bumped on the calendar, just see it as a blessing. They weren't energetically ready to meet you, and maybe you weren't either, and that's why the Hanged Man comes through. The other thing that this is reminding you when we're looking at the body, we'll go more into this when we take a look at the forecast. Definitely pay attention to your ankles, the support that you're wearing on your shoes. There are some sort of energies with that as well. Also, meditation will help. It's going to help you clear your head, and you're supposed to be looking at things from a different perspective. So when it's reversed, there's rigidity sometimes and a reluctance, or sometimes even you don't want to. I got the word disdain, which I would never use, but sometimes we are very rigid and like this is the way to do it. And this is just challenging you to be more open. Okay? So it's a day to take it slow and to think things through. Okay, Tuesday, things start to march in the right direction. Maybe not immediately where you want them, but they're getting there. So we have the Six of Wands. In the upright position, it is success. In the reverse, it could mean that you're being pushed to move a little faster than expected. You may be also looking back at past success, because this is looking into a different direction, and you're trying to repeat it. My message on that one is it's about doing the best you can right now. And lightning in a bottle isn't something that you're going to have to, you don't want to try to capture that twice. You want to instead build upon it and iterate upon it. And that in and of itself is success. And it's saying also recalibrate your definition for success. Look at the word success from a different perspective, because guess what? It is subjective. What we may deem successful now in 10 years may be seen as a fad, or it isn't as good as you thought. And then someone or something that went under the radar, that's going to be something that was like, oh, wow, how did you guys miss it? So also keep an eye out for a hidden gem, either a gem of an idea, or there might be a person around you that can be very successful at helping you with something. You may be underestimating your own worth. Look, there's something that isn't completely obvious immediately. And yes, it's a blessing in disguise for the person that said that in chat. All right, midweek is looking pretty good. I'm not so worried about the reversals. To the person that mentioned shadow, this is the shadow. We can't always see the blessings. So they work both ways. Or they work both ways here. All right, so now we're looking at Wednesday here. We have the Six of Cups. It's in reverse. Here's an interesting thing with this. You may actually be connecting with someone who has their defenses up. But once the guard is down, once you kind of break the ice, I feel like there's potential for a deeper friendship. Don't rush. This is a common theme for this, we're really in the second week now. So this second week of the new year is don't push, don't rush, let things sort of settle as they will, especially when it comes to, so relationships here. This is also saying if someone doesn't, well, you get to be discerning, other people get to be discerning as well. So there's an offering in the Six of Cups. If someone's not ready to receive it, it's okay. You can always try again. You can always try someone else. It's not the time. And that's why hopefully we've learned that lesson on Monday, but it may come through again. There could also be someone coming in from the past seeking forgiveness, just checking in on you and wondering, where are you at? What's going on? How are we? So there could be a little bit of healing from a past relationship, especially since the card was upside down. Okay, so it's a great day to have a meeting. It's a great day for a date. It's a good day to work on any of those forgiveness messages that we talked about. Moving to Thursday, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Keeping an open mind is going to be very valuable on Thursday. You may be challenged when it comes to your decisions. Someone may come through and say, why did you do that? Or walk me through this. How did this happen? What happened here? So I think it's a great day to enter into it just being prepared, not being afraid or nervous, not getting overly defensive. But if someone does ask you, a lot of times they're just looking for confidence or certainty. And I talked about this, I think, in the last sign that I read for. But that energy is coming through here as well. Anytime you get a nice in the reverse state, it can also be changing things. So this is a change of mind or a change of heart based on something that you've thought about here. So you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to explore different sort of opportunities. So it feels like keeping an open mind and allowing yourself to think, what if? That's the best advice I can give you for Thursday. All right, as we go to the end of the week, some of you may be revisiting something and also asking yourself, if this is really what you want or need. So cycles coming to an end or coming back around again. And because, as someone mentioned, we're in the shadow, this is a little bit of that. But the other thing with this is if you want to start or stop something, you can do it this week. You just have to have certainty with it, as I was just saying. Some of you are overdue for a vacation or a trip, and this is also encouraging you to take that break because you'll get perspective, and that really is what the Eight of Cups allows. There's always space to return, but sometimes you need to take one of those cups and say, you know what? I need my time, I need my space, I need to figure this out, and that's okay. All right, let's move on to next weekend. Well, you're sitting in your power 6 days from today on next Saturday. I love the Magician card. It is in the upright position. It's basically just asking you, so now what? What do you want to do? And how do you want to focus on things? It's a great day for everything. The Magician is a jack of all trades. So if you want to work, great. If you want to connect with your intuition and your spiritual side, fantastic. If you just want to be creative, yes. If you have a date and sparks fly, trust that. So basically, this is just you bringing things through you because basically the Magician is a medium, bringing things from spirit into this physical realm, and they're the mortal channel for that. So whatever you set your mind to. The only thing you want to be mindful of is not overcommitting, not doubting yourself, because you can, speaking of manifestation, sometimes you can manifest challenges if you think you need those as a lesson. So believe in yourself, believe it could be easier, and see what happens. It's a great day to test things out. And as we take a deeper dive into the special topic today, we can really lean into what's possible with that Magician energy. Okay, moving on to Sunday. This is one of the shadow cards that came through, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is something that can be avoided or easily identified. We see one person in the, the distance there that really was triggered by this person. But that one is not. That could be you just walking away saying, I don't have time for this, or this isn't going to work with me. Try something else. So this person in the foreground is just not listening, or likes to get a rise out of people, or sometimes just can't take accountability. Now, we can also have that energy in our own headspace where we challenge ourselves with fear and think, it's never going to happen. You can't do this. You're not this, or you're not that enough, whatever. So don't let your inner saboteur come out. Don't let an external saboteur come in and take away what otherwise looks like a really good energy this week, okay? So I think that day, I featured the Hermit in my channeled messages. It's a great day to hermit a bit and focus on your own stuff. So a week from today, we'll revisit it because we'll be here. I'm here every Sunday, folks. Okay, let's pause for a second, and I want to gift a membership. Let me see if I can do it on my monitor on the side here. I think I can. So definitely enable that if you haven't already. And while I'm doing that, by the way, like and subscribe if you can. All right, membership gifting. Let's see if I can gift. No, I have to do it on this main monitor, so give me 1 second. This is just my way of saying thank you to everybody that shows up from week to week. I do appreciate all that you guys do. All right, so let's see if I can do this. Let's see, membership gifting. I can do 10 a month, so I'll do it every other week. All right, here we go. I'm gifting 5. Enjoy, folks. And thanks to everybody else who has been gifting. Dakota's off today, so I'll say thanks at the end to everyone. All right, good, it went through. All right, let's now move into the elemental forecast, and this is going to give us a chance to look a little deeper. It's the only portion of today that is going to look at fire, earth, air, and water, or any of the signs. So this is the only thing that's specific to that. Otherwise, everybody that's here, welcome. It's good to have you here. All right. So for those who keep asking how to receive it, you have to enable it. I think you have to either be on the desktop version, like looking at it through a browser, or on iOS. I don't know if it's on Android yet, but you can do a little research on YouTube. Okay. Let's focus. We're going to look at the elements. Actually, I'm going to save this deck for the main one. We're using all new decks today. This one I don't like as much. I like the other two that I'm using, but let's see. Still making my decisions on all of these. This stained glass one I love. I think it's cool. Okay, so fire, earth, air, and water. Okay, so let's talk through these. We'll begin first with fire signs. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. All right, Queen of Swords in reverse. You're speaking up, you're speaking out, you're taking action, and some of you might be fixing, revising, or editing something. Timing, tone, and just really being mindful of reading the room is going to be important. I love the Queen of Swords. I appreciate the Queen of Swords reverse. She sometimes can come across as maybe not as empathic as she should be. So that's the only thing to be mindful of. But she is heard. If she speaks up, people will listen. So you have the capacity this week, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, to be heard. Make sure you choose your words and your timing well. Again, with this, you may be deciding, we were talking about cord cutting. I like all the butterflies on this, actually. They're all over the place. So you may be deciding to release or let go of some stuff and forge some new relationships. So saying no, words are like, they can be used as tools, as inspiration, as weapons. This is a place where you can use no to cut a cord, or yes to create a cord. So you are speaking things into action and to fruition. So again, this is very much the manifestation energy coming through. So don't underestimate the power of your voice, and that's what you want to focus on, okay? Elevate the conversation. If someone meets you with negativity, push back a more, like really what you want to do is try to neutralize it or transmute it into something else. Don't meet negative with negative. It just brings everybody down. That's the last piece of advice there. Moving from fire to earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, this is connecting with what we saw as well for today. Yeah, it was today's card. just two different illustrations. So it was upright in today's spread, but for my earth signs out there, you might be trying to find your footing a little bit. This is a grounding card. And we have the focus on the message that's coming through because the bird is in this one. So she's really looking intently at the bird, maybe missing some of the other stuff. So if there's someone in your life that we're talking about the critical message coming from the Queen of Swords in the previous element, it could be coming through. You could be receiving some of that. Take everything with a grain of salt. Look at how much abundance, opportunity, and potential is all around this Nine of Pentacles. I also like that we have a panther. This has nothing to do with the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. This deck blends in a little bit of Thoth energy as well, which is why I'm not sure how I connect with it yet. But I do like the panther there because it's basically saying there is a sense of cunning, intuition, and the ability to land on your feet and get what you want. So don't worry so much about external criticism. Focus more on you and being more like that panther energy, okay? Moving into the next one. So this is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now from Earth to Air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's a pretty darn good week for you. We have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands was, I believe, Tuesday. It's interesting how we have the opposite, like where it was upright, it's reversed now. Where it was reversed, it's upright. So you guys really don't need to worry that much. Just lean into the potential. And, you know, it's interesting too that I saw like a cosmic like ship in the sky, and that's kind of what we're seeing, this person fly through the sky. I think things are going to take off this week. This almost has a little bit of the energy of the Eight of Wands. So things could go so quick or so quickly that you find yourself almost at the completion of a task by the middle of the week. So be prepared. Be prepared for good news. It's a really great thing for manifestation to wake up and say, it's going to be a good day. I can't wait to get the good news today. I don't know what it is, but I'm ready to receive it. You could kind of have that mantra this week, just ready to receive some good news and ready to receive it faster than I expected and divine timing and, you know, highest good, all of that jazz. So get out there, folks. This is also a leadership card. So if you're ready to lead the charge, literally we see this like Pegasus like horse going through the air. No one's around it. So you may find yourself in uncharted territory, but it's exactly where you need to be. Be the star, okay? We've got her reaching for the star. Love it. I really do like that illustration, and it's a great message for the air signs. Moving on to water, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, this is actually a pretty cool illustration. I'm warming up to the deck. It just takes some time. It's easier for something small like this or a single card read. When you look at the full spread, all it is like colors. So I kind of like it for smaller things like this. All right, Three of Pentacles, really focusing on moving the thoughts along. So we see either turtles or tortoises. Let's imagine that they are turtles and they can move a little faster. And it means that it might take a minute or two for the wheels to move, but once they do, some great stuff is going to happen. We have also 3 little baby eggs there too. So it's the patience with the gestation of the idea that's going to be difficult this week. Some of you want to jump to the finish line, and you don't want to, an egg can't hatch before it's ready, and it can't hatch unless it's fertilized and unless it's warmed up. So this is, if we take the metaphor to a project, to yourself, to anything, it's saying nurture, kind of like what I talked about with the knight. You got to plant the seed, you got to water the seed, you got to take care of it. So put the energy in. It's working, it's moving, and the wheels are, the wheel of fortune is starting to spin. But give it a week or two, and you're going to start to see things coming through. Also, notice how she's not caring about the external validation. So in your traditional Three of Pentacles, there are 2 people with like checklists, or they're judging or commenting on something and paying attention to the work well done. She's not focusing on the validation. She's just focusing on the thought process, and that's where your power is. And right over the heart space, which is very appropriate for water, that's where we see the 3 eggs there. So not only might you have one or two ideas, but there might be multiple things that you could be juggling over the course of this month. So this is the week that you plant the seeds. This is the week where the magic starts to happen. It may not be where you see it all happen, but it's happening beneath the surface. Really magical. Okay. Yay for that. All right, so now we're going to move into today's special topic, which is manifesting a synchronicity or a breakthrough. So yeah, this was one that someone suggested. I think that's the Star Tarot. These are all on my main website under the deck portion. All right, now I'm going to use the Awakened Tarot, which I can't remember if I had it for New Year's, but I think I did. All right, so we're going to use this for this component. All new decks today. All right, so let's everybody take a deep breath. Clear your mind, clear your heart. Let's focus on what you can create, what you're really kind of leaning into your power as well. Thinking to yourself, I am powerful. I am creating. I am manifesting. Interesting. Okay, let's get this organized, then we'll expand it, and then we'll begin. Also, I need a drink real quick. All right, let's get started first with the catalyst energy and see what this week has in store. So we have the lily here, and we see the lily starting to open up. And so this is a moment to also sort of like open yourself up to receive, because to me, this reminds me of a big picture, right? So this is a chance for you to basically say, I am ready to receive. Lilies do require a lot of water, so we're also looking at the emotional investment that some of you are putting into things and making sure that, again, you're getting something out of that. So to me, this can represent the Ace of Cups, if you will, because it's all about water. It's a vessel, but it also needs water. So it's kind of creating a sustainable cycle in your life. Self-reliance and the self-work that's necessary to bring in love that's in its highest form. That's what the lily's bringing for me. Interesting. This is a different color than what you would see with like the peace lily. It is connecting to our lower chakras, and it's basically saying, how are you feeling when it comes to sort of like just basic needs being met? And also, are you focusing on really creating a sense of grounding in your life, because the root chakra is so important for that, and it's often overlooked, especially in spiritual practice. And it's so necessary because just like the tree outside, it has deep roots, thank goodness, because we've been having gusts of wind, but the stronger the roots, the more it can take and the higher it can reach. So we're the same way. Put down some roots that really sustain you. This can be putting energy into relationships that matter. It can be just really believing in yourself and getting that self-confidence built up. All of these things are invariably going to help you call in more success in the long run. All right, let's take a look now at the Celtic Cross here and see what's coming through. Just one quick overview so we can drink it all in and see what the overarching energy is. So there is one cautionary note when we look in the environment. There could be an argument or an argumentative person that's sort of waiting, and we saw that energy with the Five of Swords, so we're going to be aware of that. There can also be a tendency to overwork this week, put yourself into a situation where you get sick. There could also be a fear of failure. All of these things, they're really important because they block manifestation. So I wanted to talk about them first so that we don't have that happen. So you're going to be one step ahead of all of that. All right. The center card is helping you with this, helping you rein it in. R-E-I-N and R-E-I-G-N, all of that, because it's reigning supreme, because we have a king. So pulling the reins to something and saying yes or no, or I want this or I don't want that. And the reversal of this is reclamation of power. And not being afraid to be bossy or be, sort of just bold when necessary. There could be someone around you that is the Emperor reversed, and that is something that you can pull back from a little bit. You don't have to really sort of like kowtow to this person. You can step back and just say, thanks, but no thanks. But when it comes to you, it's about stepping into your power. You'd already be there if the card is upright. So when it's reversed, it's about finding a way to put out that net like we talked about. We'll do a little of this in the meditation. Reclaim your power, focus on what matters. But by the way, the Emperor in reverse sometimes worries too much about every little detail. So we don't want to micromanage. And if somebody says no, accept it. Sometimes, we really don't have a say in things, and we just have to allow for that person's, trust someone when they show up the way they need to, and just say, all right, thank you. I'm glad I'm clear on that. Thank you for your honesty. There are other things you need to be focusing on this week anyway. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is expansion of thoughts and education. So for some of you, you might be deciding to take on something new. You may be reading and researching. It's a really great card for that. If I have any sort of writers or artisans out there, we see someone legitimately building things here, but it's also great for writing. And basically anything that you decide to put your energy into, you see a return on with this one. It's very good. So that's why I saw the Knight of Pentacles rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty. This is even better for that as well. So go for it. I see a lot of progress being made. I think the key thing is enjoy what you do. And if not everyone's jobs has this potential, but if your job or if your life, and sometimes we get to choose what we want to do or who we want to spend our time with. So, make sure that is something that brings some joy into your life. If there's joy and if there's intrigue and if there's curiosity, more work can be done, more expansion can happen, more resources and opportunity can flow in. Okay, some of you have been working really hard for this. So now we understand this. This is very passionate, this lily. It's definitely connected to the lower chakras, which would be connected to relationships. So what we now have here is you've been doing the work, hopefully to build the foundation so that this can sit on top of it. So we have the Lovers coming through. It's one of the highest magnetic cards you can have. Just like the angel up above, it's breathing, calling, seeing things into existence. That's what I mean by magnetic. It's saying, come on in. Enter stage right, enter stage left. Let's do this. So let's do this. Exactly, right? Are you ready? I mean, it feels like energetically you've been set up for success. This card only shows up when you've done some internal work on yourself so that others can step in and see, oh, this is a good energy, this is a good space. Some of you may still be finishing that up, but let's just say you keep up the good work here. Some of you may already be in a new relationship, or you found something in your life. For those that are single and happy, passion can be put into other things. You found someone or something to receive this passion, and it gives it right back. So that's good. Focus on reciprocity, and then don't second guess yourself. When something good comes in, accept it. I don't know why I'm clapping. All right. We see the 2 pages here, and that is nicely synchronistic with this. By the way, this could be a time marker. I remember that some of you had this with the 9 of Pentacles. So if it is about patience, we're not looking at too far in the distance here. This can be like June if we were looking at months, or it could be 6 weeks, so a couple months out. But here we've got the match. The cards stuck together and they're in different suits, and it's bizarre. It doesn't usually happen that I get 2 pages on top of each other. So we have a Page of Swords and a Page of Cups. So nicely compatible energy here. Someone that's really receptive, someone that's really active. I feel like there's some yin and yang sort of balancing energy going on here. Both pages are reversed. The timing right now still could be a little bit, tentative. So that's why when we saw the Six of Cups around the midweek, it was also reversed. So it's just about paying attention and not forcing things. Courtship is a dance. And so you have to just sort of like let things warm up a little bit. It's like when you come in from the cold, it takes a few minutes to warm up. So that's what I would say. Just let things warm up. If you're in a new relationship, don't rush it. If you're looking for love, don't rush it. And if you're working on something that you love, keep working. And again, give it time. Everything, we saw those 3 eggs. This energy is coming through with this. Just keep doing what you're doing. You have all the nice foundations here for success. Every single card I've pulled so far here in the center is powerful and positive, okay? So we'll focus on that. Yes, there's a couple reversals, but it's okay. The only thing that I would say here, if we're looking at self, not so much a relationship, these 2 pages have lessons to teach. One is don't be overly critical of yourself or others. The other one is don't be overly sensitive to everything that people say, others are saying or that they're doing. Really, it's about focusing on yourself and creating that sense of positive dialogue within and having necessary boundaries and ways to have an outlet for any stress in your life. Okay? Can you find love? Yes. Can you find partnership? Yes. Can you do something really cool right now and see it to completion? Yes. The Chariot. This is the action. Intention is not very useful unless it's followed up with action. And we have, there's a new sheriff in town here. We have the Chariot upright, some angel wings right there. I love this illustration because it's such an unusual take on it. Notice how the star is right over the third eye. So you really want to keep your sights set high. And it reminds me a bit of, let's see, the Six of Wands here, where basically the rider is reaching for the star. So believe in yourself, believe in your potential, reach high and rev up that engine this week because a lot can get done. Do the right thing. We've got a cop or a sheriff or an officer of the peace. So this is also saying, lead by example. You don't have to tell people that they're right or you're wrong or whatever, or just focus on doing the right thing and other people will follow suit. Have you noticed, I'm sure you have, whenever you see some sort of a police person and they're behind you, around you, you just look at you start to make sure, am I doing everything right? So if you don't need to be like that, but just sort of do the right thing, people are inspired around you to also check their integrity. So if you've got your integrity going forward, you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. The Chariot is also deciding to move forward. So for some of you, it's the epiphany, the idea, let's do it, okay? Yeah, it is a handsome cop. The people are saying that it's like Chips. That makes me laugh. Nice 70s, 80s reference there. All right, let's look at the near future. We have the Two of Wands in reverse. So Two of Wands invariably is one of the best cards when it comes to manifestation. I usually will pair this with the High Priestess, but the Magician would work too, because then you're taking your instincts and your intuition, and you're also looking for how you're applying it. And a lot of times the universe needs to know or wants to know, what are you looking for? Then you can manifest it more accurately. So this card is the first one that really sparks and lights up with the manifesting a synchronicity or breakthrough message. So the most important thing you can do in this moment is to really decide what it is you want. I can't tell you that. Only you can tell yourself what it is that you want. And one of the things that this person is doing is exploring the options. So if you find yourself sort of stuck and you say to me, like Nicholas, for those of you that are maybe younger and looking at college and you're trying to figure out what should you major in, I think the best thing that you can do, it's jobs, internship, talk to other people that have had a path similar to the one that you're considering, and talk it out, try it out, test out the waters a bit. For all of us that are, mid-career or older, you're looking at not being afraid to try new things, because the older you get, sometimes the more stuck in your ways you are. So this is really about spinning the globe. I don't even think they have them in geography class anymore, but back in the day, there was globes. You would spin it and you would put your finger on it and then look it up and learn about that place. It's almost the same thing. It's kind of like just try something new. When you're at a restaurant, don't order the same thing. Try a different dessert, a different entree. You never know if you're going to like that until you try it. And that's really what the Two of Wands is saying. So if you know, you know. If you don't know, time to try. And it's really exciting to try. Don't second guess your instincts. That's the other thing with this. Okay. I saw a ship. We've been seeing lots of things flying and moving. So suffice it to say this week is about action. When we're looking at you, it's the Six of Swords. So this can represent a multitude of things, all fairly good, by the way. It is release. It's one of the cards of death and movement. But what happens here is you've said goodbye to someone or something and you're ready to say hello to something else. The shore that you're heading towards ostensibly is better. So brighter days ahead. Like the Florence and the Machine song, it's like the dog days are over. It's good stuff. Focus on what's ahead of you now. It could also be the act of quitting, saying goodbye, physically moving, not just symbolically. And that takes a moment to move through. This is something that you don't want to rush. As someone who rushed during a move and broke his foot once, I'm telling you, take it slow during a move. You want to take your time. This is also simply the understanding that everything marches on this planet. So some of you that are left standing after loss, whether it's material loss, like emotionally feeling like you're left after a divorce, or if you've lost someone that you love, we're still here. You're still here. You can still do a lot with the time left. And that's what this card says. Are you ready to steer the ship? You might have to take the oars and row now on your own, but you have the presence of those who are departed, especially those in spirit, with you. So know that they are here. It's just not the same. As a medium, I'm still able to connect with those who have passed, but not all. I don't have conversations all the time. Sometimes they come in for a fleeting moment in a dream, or I can feel the presence for a moment. They have a lot that they're doing. We have a lot that we're doing. They're watching, they're here, and they're championing you on this journey. So do it in their honor. That's one thing that I continue to do. Just honor what they set out there for you. That will help, especially for those who have lost parents or loved ones. You are your own worst critic sometimes, and sometimes your own biggest adversary here. The Ten of Swords in the environment is just a reminder sometimes to walk away from things too. So from a self perspective, it's fear of success or failure. We got a lot of positive cards this week. From the Chariot to the Emperor to the Six of Wands to the Three of Pentacles. So success is in the air. It's a new month, a new year, a new you. But there's a little bit of what's in the past here. So this card is challenging you to move away from this. It's in the environment. It could be a toxic relationship, could be thought pattern, could be your own sort of stuff that you need to leave behind. A new day is dawning in this card, as we can always see. So the importance here is to focus on healing, and also a little bit of gratitude for whatever it was that might have caused the Ten of Swords, because now there's clarity that that wasn't what you wanted or needed. The Ten of Swords is a full stop, like a period, but it's also a very clear spotlight on something that we don't need or want to do anymore. So be grateful for that. Avoid overworking. Don't burn the candle at both ends. Most of the cards are pretty balanced, but this could basically maybe go into a workaholic tendency. Take care of yourself. When the day is done, get some rest. You'll be better off tomorrow. And that's a nice sort of segue into the Seven of Wands, which is pushing back, remembering that you don't have to do it all. And because we also got, I'm going to turn the camera down for this. We have the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. This can be micromanaging or not overindulging, but it is sort of like throwing yourself too much into things that may not be worth your time and energy. So this is about working smarter, about pushing back, about delegating, and fighting for what matters, but not fighting for everything, and not feeling like you have to lift up the weight of the world. See yourself as bigger than that. That's what we're seeing with this particular card, right? You're above it. You're above the situation. And if you can see yourself as being above the situation, things start to get a little easier to manage. Okay. Now we have a Page of Pentacles in the outcome with upright position, really looking joyfully at that opportunity. You've worked hard. You've got this. You can do it. We see improvement here with money, with opportunity. And if you were going through or are going through a rejection or something painful, as I say this right now, I feel like someone just kind of like hit me in the crown chakra with an object. So some of you are beating yourself up. That's what I'm getting. It's kind of like a sharp pain right at the top of my crown. So you can do this. Maybe you needed to hear that from me. You've got this, you can do this. And I really want you to release anything in your head that you're saying to yourself, like no more I could have, I should have, I would have. Just focus on what you are doing, what you will do, what you can do. All of those things are within your control. Learn from the past, don't live in the past, and don't let one situation around you right now kind of take you away from the potential and the realization of something really, really good, okay? We'll get more into that when I look at health, but yeah, here's where I felt it. It was like right there, like just a sharp pain, and it went away. So that is connecting you to spirit. So for some of you, there's just maybe even a question of, like this is on a heart and soul level, just feeling like you can do it. And that's the best answer I can give you is you can do this. I don't know who told you can't, but you can. All right, we're going to expand this to health, wealth, love, and destiny. We're going to start off with energy around health. And we have the rabbit and the fox on this one. Who's outsmarting whom? So some of you know better than doing something, and you might be trying to get away with it. There might be someone around you that is trying to be sly. This is the Five of Swords energy. Now the rabbit's connected to Queen of Pentacles. She can take control of the situation. So I even see what could be a queen in the background, but the primary character is the fox. So there's someone in your life that's trying to like outfox you, outsmart you. You could be doing that to yourself too, trying to just convince yourself that you can get away with doing something. So this is just about accountability and being real with yourself. This is especially when it comes to, health related things like eating and exercise, or again, it could be a toxic relationship or something like that, where you just know it's time. And we see here that it's time to move in a different direction. So listen to the wisdom and be more like the rabbit and start the action in that general vicinity, and then you're going to start to see abundance come through. So it's a choice between the two. So let's lean into the rabbit energy instead of the fox because it's reversed. All right, let's focus on this from a just general spread. If there's any other messages around health that we need to be mindful of. I already kind of talked about not overworking. This can also be chronic pain or fatigue. I just got a massage yesterday. It feels good. I needed it. A lot of times this can be neck, back. It's just spinal health overall. So if there's anything going on there, you can do something like a massage or a chiropractic adjustment, or obviously just go to the doctor if there's a pain that's been there that isn't responding to any of these things. It can also just be emotional pain. It takes a while to heal, and you would talk to a psychologist or psychiatrist. So there's something here that's calling your attention, and you're going to deal with the surface thing, and then you're going to go beneath the surface. Because even when it comes to, this, a lot of times it's because you're kind of like holding the tension. And so it's like, what's causing me to, shrug my shoulders and hold it that way? So we need to treat both what's on the surface and what's beneath the surface. Sorry. All right, let's see what else is coming through. Getting a second opinion, especially when we're looking at this. This is more than one, Two of Wands. Sometimes that second opinion is going to be better. This connected to this is really powerful. This is strength building. So deciding to work out and maybe do weight lifting or weight training, don't overdo it. Start small. Take your time. We don't want to pull muscle or something like that. And if you're also making a radical change in diet or exercise, too much, too fast, the body's going to say, nope. So we want to take our time on those sorts of things. That's the primary messages that come through. Obviously, with this, a change in environment, a break from work could also be really advantageous. So for those of you that are looking for permission to take a vacation, these cards here are definitely justifying that. Otherwise, it's pretty much it. And I think that we've covered everything for health. Pretty clear here. One last thing is just to get some movement in your life. We have a lot of seated cards here, so good to get out in the world and stretch a little bit. That's what I'm picking up on with that. Let's move on to wealth. So wealth affects everyone, whether you're working or student or retired. So the first message is super high level. We have the peaceful warrior. She's very Queen of Wands to me. We have Archangel Ariel coming through saying, thank you for helping me stand my ground with peace. So you can fight, but you don't have to fight. So it's using logic, using the word no, and also when someone gets really tense or emotional, just saying, I'm not upset, I'm just saying this. Let's talk about why you're upset. You can turn the energy around. You can hold a lot of power by being calm. You don't want to do it in a condescending way because the card is reversed. So it is good to be calm. We also want to see some reaction, but the peaceful peace also means sometimes just deciding to go in a different direction. Is it worth the battle? It may not be, folks. When I see the Ten of Swords, sometimes the best action is walking away. It's just because why spill the words? It comes through as a warning. So when you see like the devil energy, you have to address there's something wrong. But a Ten of Swords in an environment is like something lying in wait. The fox lying in wait, right? Ready to go in. So if you know something that's going on and you just don't want to fight that fight today, find a different way to fight it. Find a smarter way to fight it. And if someone tries to engage you in a verbal conflict, just say, no, we're not going to do that. That's not what this is not done. That doesn't work with me. Just be super calm and super clear and say, why don't we talk when you're ready? We have to address this, but this isn't the time. Sorry to bother you. And they won't know what to do. Their head will be spinning. So take the path of peace, but don't give up. Just say, we'll talk tomorrow. And tomorrow I expect this to be, especially if you are a boss and can do this, just say, this isn't how we work here. You can do this in a relationship and a friendship too. I've had to say this before to friends and family and other people, just like, you can't talk to me that way. And it's not meant as, like, there are certain things I don't want to be yelled at. It doesn't work for me. So it's more of a information. Yelling doesn't work, or coming across too strong doesn't work. And usually people react okay with that. It's just a boundary, folks. And if you say it in a way that isn't argumentative, think about it, try it, explore. All right, now let's focus on wealth, generally speaking here, and then I'll look at the 3 categories I normally do. I feel like you can learn a lot. This is a great time to build your skills, and those skills are going to give you confidence, and that confidence is going to give you clarity of direction. So that's one thing here. Anybody deciding to go back to school or learn something new, we get a big old check plus from the universe on that. And I think it's a really important time to look beyond whatever is around you. Look for something bigger, better, brighter. There's something around you that has more than served its purpose, and it's time to shift perspective. Relationships are going to play an important role when it comes to money, but we'll look at that more when we get into relationships. Let me focus now on 3 perspectives here. First, for those that are employed, those that are looking for work, and those that are not employed, but that's not their focus. So it could be retirement or students. Okay, so for those that are currently in a job, you're doing a great job. In fact, people have noticed your joy, your love for the work that you're doing kind of speaks volumes here. It feels like in your current job role, position, etc., you're a little long in the tooth and you're ready for something new. And that's the conversation that some of you have to have is like, I have more experience than I'm being recognized for, or I just got some additional training. How can we build this into the future? So having the conversation is key. I don't feel like you're going to get it right away. It's a 1 to 2 year trajectory, but it's worth the conversation. You get to decide if that's good enough for you. Other things that are coming into focus here for those that are working. It's a really good time to just like lead the charge here. And we talked about the Chariot. This is someone who can get a bunch of people, and we see them here, the Lovers, the Pages, and even, we got 3 pages, everything but Wands, So, I mean, this could also be that, but you have the ability to bring everyone together in a good way. And, oh my goodness, keep the peace. This is important, keeping the peace. You might have to say, this isn't right, don't do that. And it's not argumentative, it's just, you're going to avoid something from happening. And so not always easy to be the voice of reason. Put it out there though. And if you need to talk to someone different, this person doesn't want to hear it, but this person will listen and this person will listen, and you probably can convince them. So power in numbers. If you meet rejection here, get some other people on your court, and I think you can accomplish what you need to. But we have a peacekeeper here. And we see that you can do it through peace and love, not being argumentative, not being negative. That's going to be what wins the battle here, okay? So pretty good overall. The only thing here is burnout or negativity, and this could be morale, and this could be morale, and that's a little tough to be around, and you can decide if that's something that you want to stick around with or if you want to try to change it. That's up to you. For those looking for work, don't take rejection. You're like, Nicholas, it's hard. Rejection is protection. You need to hear it. It's coming through. It's in the environment, but there are opportunities knocking. The universe is saying this immediate one, not good enough, or whatever you just got rejected for wasn't good enough, or you weren't ready, or it wouldn't have been sustaining. So there's also competition. 3 people. Okay, we want to get you to the Page of Pentacles. So we have someone here who talks too much. We have someone here who is too honest or wears their heart on their sleeve. We have someone here, this is like the Goldilocks version. Is showing experience, is showing interest, is grounded, isn't too communicative, isn't too emotional. We want to get as grounded as possible. So as you're starting, and as practical as possible. So when you're looking for stuff, put your best foot forward, and don't overdo it when it comes to this. So avoiding overly flowery words, avoiding anything negative when you're in the interview process, and avoiding getting too emotional or negative about yourself. I do see you landing something here, but it may take a few attempts to get that. So keep trying. And, this is a card that is pushy. So I would say when it comes to the one that you really feel a connection with, don't be afraid to follow up a couple of times. Okay. A move might be necessary. The 6 of Swords can either be travel, commuting, telecommuting, or a physical move. Okay. Now for those that are either retired or a student or just are not focusing on work at the moment. It's a different type of work. So healing is the most important thing. Some of you, so for those that are retired first, you earned your stripes. You earned this moment to relax a little bit. This is really a time to focus on body health, making sure that you're repairing and renewing your physical body so that you can take amazing trips, so you can see the world and explore new things. And I really think there's something cool that you can sink your teeth into right here, right now. It could be something, a part-time sort of thing. Could be a hobby or a task or something else that's going to bring joy. But the only thing that matters right now is physical health and well-being, first and foremost. Leaning a little bit more into relationships. We see that that was a priority before. Maybe you're reconnecting with that. My goodness, you have so many potential partners and friends and things coming through right now. Why not lean into that as well? Students, don't overwork yourself right now. You get to steer your path just as much as sometimes we get compared to siblings or peers. You really just want to focus on you, what you need, and do the best that you can do, and don't overdo it. Okay. That's everything for that category. Let's look at love. All right, so we have a fantastic one here, expect miracles. That was originally part of the sort of, I would say, beginning of today's thing, manifest the synchronicity or breakthrough. I originally had miracle, and I knew that people were afraid of the word miracle, but this means that something amazing can happen. So there could be a miraculous forgiveness that happens. You thought you would never be able to not be estranged with the person. You could manifest a really beautiful friendship. There could be a birth. There could be something really beautiful that brings a lot of joy and love, and it surpasses your expectation. And the best human word that we have is miracle for it. but it's just a very high frequency manifestation. So we see the ability to manifest something amazing in the realm of love. And that's where the power is this month. And you know I don't focus on it unless I see it, but when I see it, I say it. So there could be something really beautiful in healing or manifesting when it comes to love and relationships. Looking across the board here, rejection was a part of, for some of you, your history. Maybe you loved and lost. So this can also be death, death, divorce, or rejection. But it's not the story of the future. And if you got this once, you can get even more in the future. You can always reclaim. This is one of the sort of symbols this reading was reclamation, okay? All right, so deep breath. Let's take a look at all of this. We're going to focus on existing relationships first. And as before, I'm going to look at every type of relationship status. So just relax. We'll look at those that are single and looking, and then single and happy. So if you're in a relationship, it does feel like one of the biggest opportunities right now is stepping back from the role of like mom, dad, manager. Like on the, what are these, the boots? We see two different lions. This is representing kind of like the sphinxes that are on the traditional chariot card. You both have the power to move, to take care of yourself, to do what you need to do. As a partner, you're stepping in just like that, support, but not as the boss. So you can show what's possible, you can listen, you can support, but empower your partner to be the best that they can be and remind them of their own strength and save some of yours. That's the first message. It's important to dig into the finances. What I like about this is we go from the 8 to the page. Together, you guys can solve a problem that may seem overwhelming. So we see financial stability, even if there's something difficult. We may have an argument that starts to set itself up, but there's going to be a peaceful resolution. You're going to push back on things that don't make sense when it comes to money. You'll sort that out, but money is important to talk about. What I like about existing relationships is how it all started. Deep love, very compatible energies. The interesting thing here, though, is one partner is in pain or is work. It could be physical, it could be stress at work, it could be stress in the environment. We need to avoid that splattering onto the other partner. So really containing this and finding an outlet for that is going to be important. The good news, the other good news is when we look at near future and outcome, they're both positive. There's just a little something distracting in the environment. Could also be friend, family, coworker coming in and creating some chaos, but you can work through this. Let each other sort of like have your space and don't tell each other what to do. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Root chakra coming through, safety, security, grounding. That's why we have to focus a little bit on the money and fears and stuff like that. Fears around money, fear around success or failure. All of those primal fears are kind of coming through. Shifting the focus to those that are seeking a relationship. Much like the job seeking message, it's almost, we can put that template here as well. There is something different though when I'm looking at this. I already see some people in the mix. We have 2 pages in the environment right now. So we have water and air. And the interesting thing is both of them need or want a little bit more or come across a little bit extra. So like the Page of Cups may really, really need validation because it's reversed. The Page of Swords may not listen, they just talk. Or they are too honest. We like honesty, but we like sensitivity. Honesty with a dose of sensitivity, a spoonful of sugar, right? Just a little bit of something so that it's easier to swallow that feedback. So you might be meeting some people that are just not tuned in. And if they're not tuned in, that's not the right match. Wait for the person where it's give and take. I almost see too many types of people coming through. So whenever that happens, focus on yourself, ground yourself a little bit. You've already called the partner in. Could take 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 months. This is what is holding it up, is this sort of pain, internal healing that needs to be dealt with. So focus on that first. Don't force the chemistry. You either feel it or you don't. I was just talking to one of the last 2 signs, either Taurus or Gemini, that I was reading, and if someone on a dating app doesn't respond after you match, like you swipe and there's nothing, and you try a couple times, just archive that message. That person's not ready. The energy's not there. If you've been on a date or two and they take forever to respond to a text, or they don't, or it's 3 days later, not ready. And if you're in a relationship and you have to drag a person out to meet you, they're not ready. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up being like a mama or papa bear if and when you finally kind of wrangle that person into the energy. You don't need to have all, this reminds me of all my children, because that's what the pages are. We don't want children. We want someone that's in the same energy. I want an empress, not these children. So I think that you can just meet yourself, kind of say, I'm ready to receive someone who is in the same energy as me. I've never seen it as that. We're just missing one of the pages, but that's what, if I could summarize it, all my children. I want you to meet someone that is a little bit more mature, and it looks like the landscape right now isn't creating that just yet. So you might have to look beyond your current habits here. So if it is the dating apps, put them down. If it isn't, try them out. If you've been going to one place, try something else. Change it up. There's something that's stagnating a bit, and rejection is protection. Okay. Shifting the focus now to all of my happily single people out there. Well, definitely travel is coming through. These are 3 in a diagonal because we're on the road here with the Chips chariot. The 2 of Wands is planning a trip or planning a next move. And the 6 of Swords is in the throes of travel or movement. So move, explore, try new things. All of those for sure are there. As we see here too, with the 7 of Wands, gosh, you can take on a lot right now. I think it's important for you to do a lot less. And because you're not focusing so much maybe on relationships, just like people that are retired aren't focused so much on working, you can actually get a lot done. Just don't worry so much about, your brother, your sister, your friend, your mother, all these other people. Really just focus on what it is you want to accomplish, because anything you set your mind to, you have the potential to do. And without the added distraction of focusing on a core relationship, some great stuff can happen here. But I definitely get a worldly vibe here. Literally, the world is here. This is a person traveling to a different shore. This is someone on the road. So part of your journey in this week is to get outside. I don't care how far you go, but take a walk, take a drive, take a flight. That's going to help you out. That's going to open up your horizons a bit. Speaking of which, let's look at destiny. Okay, let's hope that you're getting out of the state of confusion here. Oh, sorry. So this is like 7 of Cups, basically, because with the 7 of Cups, there can be too many options in front of you. When I used to work in design, I did like web design and stuff like that. Even when I was in production and we were showing potential like photographs that we had taken to someone, we would put them in sets so that they were easier to digest. And if you had to choose between something, 3, maybe 5, never 7. 3 was better, because typically there'd be one that was too much this way or that way, and they would go for the Goldilocks, or they'd go for the wildest one and the other 2 just kind of blended in. If you put too many options in front of people, it's too much. So same thing for yourself. If you're finding yourself looking at all of this stuff, just throw out the ones that you just like, there's no way I'm going to do that. I don't want to do that. I want you to have like at least one stretch goal, but try to limit your options and limit what you're doing a little bit. Some of you just may have too many things on the calendar. You should not be going out 7 days a week, or like the Beatles song, 8 days a week. If you feel like there needs to be an 8th day, that's a sign. I used to have, this friend has changed now, but there was a point where every single night they were going out, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I'm tired just thinking about that. I want to yawn when I say that. So save a little bit for yourself, clear your head, meditation, holding some space, limiting the options. That's what I see here. Also, avoid whoever it is that's spinning that cloud around you. There's someone around you that could be putting their own projections and confusion and fear into the mix. And you don't need that right now, okay? Okay. Let's now take a look at the big idea. So the big idea is going to help us focus on one thing that we can really do to aid in manifesting a synchronicity. Okay. Okay, we got 2. Yay. All right. And these are like antithetical, opposite, because we have a seer and someone who's blind. So the universe is trying to tell us something here. The card that was on top of the 8 of Swords reversed is the High Priestess. So if you can see it and if you believe it, you have a very good chance of accomplishing it. But you have to see it here to see it here. So the first thing is focusing on seeing it within. I see my value. I see this opportunity. I see the potential. I believe that this can happen, etc., etc. So if that's the main thing here, not just trusting intuition, but also trusting that it's happening, that it's achievable. So it's belief, hope, and faith as well. Just because it's not here now doesn't mean it's not en route, doesn't mean that it won't happen, doesn't mean that it can't happen. This is a skeptic. I'll only see it if I believe in it. If I can't, it's not possible. You know, I believe a good dose of, we don't want to necessarily be skeptical, but it's good to have questions. But if we thought that way forever, like scientists, they're not even like 100% skeptical. They're always thinking, well, I have an idea. Let's prove or disprove it. It's a theory or theorem or whatever until it's proven. But you at least have to suggest something outlandish, like that the sun doesn't revolve around the earth, but vice versa. That was once, outlandish. We can't see it, but we can feel the effects of gravity. And we can start to construe if that happens, then this is. So it may not be obvious, but it might already be happening. So this is kind of like in everyday life. We're constantly seeing beyond our own inability to see. So that's the big takeaway here is it's not in front of you, but it's coming. And you have to believe more than what you can see. Otherwise, you're limiting your options. I feel like that's the takeaway. That's why you all came today. So you have to believe what you can't see. And just because it's not in front of you, that doesn't mean that it's not happening. The sooner you can start to realize that, the sooner some exciting things start to manifest in your life. Believing is seeing. That would be the title if I had to title this. Okay, so we're now going to go into a meditation, right after which we will do a final card. So think about that first. But before we get into the final card, we're going to meditate. And we're going to throw out a cosmic net and pull our energy back so that we can get into the High Priestess energy. I told you these are 2 of my favorite to pair because this is saying what you want, and this is the universe helping you see it. It's really important when you manifest a job, a partner, a future pet, whatever it is that you're trying to create. You've got to know what you want. So remember what I said, taste the buffet. Get out there this week, take a walk. Try new things, experiment, explore. All right, for the meditation, which will last about 2 minutes, just close your eyes if you will. Take a nice deep breath. On the inhale, I want you to imagine all the people, places, and things that you spend time and energy working with or loving or connecting with in your life. And imagine that with this breath, just like a net, you can pull back all that energy that you've given because they've gotten what they've needed from it. Now it's your turn to use that in your own life. So take a nice deep breath, bless them, love them, but now reclaim your energy. Hold it in your body for a second. Now think of all those people, places, and things and return whatever they've given because you don't need that anymore either. You're just holding your own energy. Breathing in your energy, returning theirs. Continue to do this back and forth until you feel like the temperance angel, that it's balanced. You can also imagine that you're holding 2 cups and you're continuing to go back and forth between the 2 cups until the water is clear, till there's no sediments, till they're both even. So we're evening the energy, we're evening the breath, or if you like the cosmic sailor, you're throwing out a net and reclaiming your stuff. And then you can even put that net through your energy and throw out what doesn't need to be there. Choose whatever meditation works for you, and I'm going to play the singing bowl while we do that. Take one last cleansing breath. If there's any confusion, if there's any lack of clarity, just blow the clouds away. Imagine that it's a bright, clear day, that you are shining as brightly as the sun itself. You have this sense of peace and power and tranquility coming through, and you can see all the way to the horizon, which is going to allow you to recognize something that perhaps you wouldn't have seen prior to this reading. On the next natural exhale, open your eyes, and let's focus now on a final question that you may still have that I haven't had a chance to answer. This can be anything. It can be phrased however you want it. So let me just shuffle while you're thinking. We'll see what the universe has to say. All right, we have the King of Wands in reverse, representing the power to push an idea forward or to overcome something that was a block in the past. There's always a gecko on this card, and some, but not all varieties of geckos have the ability to regrow their tail after it falls off. A lot of times they will just release it if they're being pursued by a predator so that they can escape. So for some of you, you got through a challenging situation. Now it's about rebuilding that sense of safety, because we got that with the lily, opening yourself up to receive, not being afraid to speak up. And I mentioned, now we have royalty here. We don't just have a child. I was saying, I'm tired of all my children here. I want another king or queen. So you're pulling that energy in now. It feels like we've changed the energy, we've changed the tide, and that's a good thing. Stay open. That's the only thing with the King of Wands in reverse. Stay open and don't let someone else boss you around. So there's a combination here. Stand your ground, speak up when you need to, but also listen if there's some tangible feedback that you can apply to your life. And that's pretty much everything. As a yes, no, it's a yes. Yes, but remember to keep an open mind. And it's also just a call to action. Kings have more power than they give themselves credits for sometimes when reversed. So lean into your power, lean into your potential. All right, that was kind of beautiful today. I appreciate it. So here, I just feel like we need some celebration. We just got through it. Thank you all for being present today. I'm going to get to the point now where I do recognize everybody for giving back. Before I do that, a couple of quick notes. If you would like to make sure you never miss out on a future video, you can do that simply by following me on social media or hitting the like and subscribe. It is free. It does help the channel, and I do appreciate the support. You can also show support through super stickers, super chat, and also the gifted memberships, which I do twice a month, and I see some of you are doing. It's a great way to foster community. There'll be some perks as we go through this year. I'm in the process. It looks like it'll be in the next couple of months here. I'm trying to get the podcast started, but there'll be maybe some perks there for that and other things. So just stay tuned. But for now, it's just a way to show community and to give back. So I do appreciate that. A reminder, I do not give any private readings and I don't use direct messages. If anyone contacts you on another social media network, block report, let me know about it. You can also find out more about me on my website. All right, so let's say thanks to everybody that did give back today. I'm going to start first with those who gifted, and then we'll move from that. Okay. There was a lot of gifting today. Carmen, you started off with both a sticker and also gifting 10 memberships. I see that. I appreciate that. And it's really nice of you to do that. April, thank you for being a member for 17 months. And I appreciate you too. So thank you. Ralu, 15. Oh, you're brand new. Welcome. Jack, thank you for gifting 5 memberships today. I gifted 5 as well. So welcome to all those new people. I'll be saying that in just a moment. Norma, 7 months, a member. Thank you. Colette gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. And Karen, 35 months. That's amazing. I appreciate you. All right, now let's personally say thanks to some of you that have just joined today. So let's do that first. Or were gifted memberships. There's a lot today, so I'm going to go through this at a rapid clip, and I'll do my best for pronunciation. So apologies if I get anything wrong. Okay. Luminous Fairy, Trisha, T. Bruce, Andrea, Kylie, Sanam, Preetha, Breezy Laughin, let's see, Sanasian, MC, Ida, Brambang, Rebecca, Amanda, Soul Child, Raven Reader, Vanessa, Ralu15, Kara, Buff Bay, let's see, Kimberly, Amy, Leonie, Janet. Geez, there's a lot, isn't there? Michelle, Bonnie, I love it. Alexandra, Melissa, Tanya, and I think that's everybody. Wow, that's almost as much as I think in New Year's. So one more time, thank you everybody that joined or gifted or was gifted. Saying thanks to those who gave back with super stickers or super chat. We have 4 today. Carmen, again, kicking things off. Lucy, Kara, and Jeannie. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And let's see. I think I got everybody. I hope I did. If I missed anybody, just know I will see it when I put time stamps in later today. So a reminder, I drop new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm here every single Sunday, rain or shine, holiday or not, for the most part. And if I'm not, then it's usually on a Saturday, and I will give you advance notice. So 9:15 every Sunday, and then you can catch my daily card readings as well. And the way you can go to the main channel page, and they're under each of the tabs. So videos will be the monthly, lives will be the Sunday stuff, and then shorts will be the daily. And that's it. Pretty easy, right? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Much love and light to all of you. Let's get to some manifestation this week, right? Let's lean into that high priestess energy, make some great stuff happen. Keep me posted in the comments this week as you start to experience some synchronicities. And I think the key thing here is to keep your eyes and ears open and keep your third eye open. You got to see it there, folks. That was the big takeaway for today. Wishing you lots of love, light, success, and manifestation. I would pull Apollo up, but he's in the other room. I'll bring him in. We'll say goodbye with him. So one more time as I do that, a reminder if you want to hit the like and subscribe to do that. Say hi to everybody. All right. He was chilling out in the living room. Looking beautiful. Wishing you all lots of love and light. Thanks for gracing us with your presence, Apollo. And thanks to all of you for sticking around. Take care. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, all the best.